You had entertainers that were like rap entertainers, Salt and Pepper, and you had young girls that were doing their hair like Salt and Pepper and wearing the clothes like Salt and Pepper. And you had younger girls, 13, 14, that were trying to be like TLC and dressed in this sexy clothes, and all kind of different things were happening. And so as you're seeing these different trends coming into the black community, what you saw was more and more pushes by white people to degrade the black children that they were purchasing. So it became, I tell people, when you talk about black males being with their pants hanging down, you can talk about the prison system all you want to, but you have got to see the video from 1992. It's a two-part video called I Get Around. And in this video, a young man who is a Panther cub, who had a Panther father that was in prison for most of his life, had a former Panther mother that was, had her own issues. But you saw this, a Panther cub who should have, very intelligent, should have known better. But you saw him succumb to the same zeros and the same dollar signs as these white people were putting out. And he was literally paid to be a sample. He was literally paid to act a fool, a complete idiot, in this video. And so while his words were the kind of words that really can inspire children, he was paid by these companies to degrade their children, to teach them to degrade themselves. And so in this video, he's chasing around after this girl, and his pants are halfway, literally halfway off of his butt, and you can see half of his drawers. And he has no shirt on. He's running around like one of the, the slapstick black and white movies that they used to hire black people to degrade black people in. And so when you're looking at this video, and they're talking about nothing except running around, he's in a bathtub with a bunch of semi-naked women. He's got all these women in bikinis. It's just ridiculous. And so you think about the beginning, excuse me, you think about the beginning of, that's the beginning of the look of idiocy. That's the look of inferiority and degradation with black males. But, and the notion that black females, in order to get to these black males now, had to be prostitutes and walk around in bikinis and do whatever in order to get with these black males. But when you look at the other aspect of it, of when the white males started paying black males to be less about issues and more about consumerism, and I want to buy this, I want to have this, I want to, the big house, the big cars, whatever. That started very simply, and people disagree. But the day that Ron DMC did my Adidas, they did a whole song just about tennis shoes. Okay? And so, you're looking at this and you're like, I know they didn't do this whole song just about tennis shoes. But that's exactly what they did. All through the whole thing, they talked about the different kinds of Adidas they had. And they don't go anywhere without their Adidas. So, of course, you had all these children that suddenly had to have Adidas. And, of course, the Adidas company saw billions of dollars in sales just from these entertainers that were paid to talk about absolutely nothing in this video. And so white companies started seeing this. The advertising companies started seeing this. The commercial companies started seeing this. And they're saying, okay, our numbers, our sales just went through the roof because these idiots just did a whole song just about our shoes. So we need to use this. And so to them, it was, you can't buy this kind of stupidity. And then they realized that they could. So, of course, they started putting actual advertising dollars into signing endorsement deals with these rap children. And these next thing you saw was sports people doing the same thing. They saw rap people, sports people used to actually love the sport. They may not have made a whole bunch of money, but they loved the sport. And then they saw all of these young black children, these rappers, making stupid amounts of money for being stupid. And so many of the ball players decided, well, I'm going to get into rap too and do me a record and get me some endorsements. And so you saw this, now this dragon had two heads. And you had the rap industry with the young people that were degrading the community at an incredible rate. And then now you see the development of these athletes that were now degrading themselves and degrading the black male and black communities at a ridiculous pace. And so now you're getting through the 90s, and it done got to the point where you're now integrating another facet of it. In the 80s, the gay community started trying to assert themselves politically. And, of course, in order to do that, because so many people were against the idea of the perversions of homosexuality and lesbianism and all that good stuff, they had to get more people behind it, more people, more numbers in order to get politicians to change on some situations. And, of course, the biggest opposition to the whole homosexual perversion was the churches, particularly the black churches, even though they had, speckles of homosexuality within the community from blacks that had been hanging with whites. But it was something that you were not proud of. It was something that was not displayed. It was something that was basically condemned. And so in order to get these numbers that homosexuals needed, they were going to have to get these black churches to get behind them. And so, of course, just like white folks have always done, they actually started reinterpreting and rewriting the Bible, which was given to black people to make black people. White folks gave black people the Bible to make them more docile slaves. And so now the Bible was being used again to get these preachers to turn and say that homosexuality was not necessarily a bad thing. And so what you saw was the preachers saying, well, Sodom and Gomorrah was one thing, but in the rest of the Bible, the white Jesus told us to love our people, love people. And so we have to also embrace and love homosexuality. And you were like, your mouth dropped. You were like, well, what? How did you come around to that? But what you saw was money being poured into the black churches. And so, of course, if you're going to get, there was still a lot of resistance. So if you're going to get the white, this white agenda, this white gay agenda on the books, then you've got to get more people. You've got to get more people. So the next thing they had to hit was the civil rights people. And so the politicians were blocking, were rejecting every step of the way. We got to get civil rights people to allow gay people to put the gay amendment in the Civil Rights Amendment, and that's what they worked on.